Well, the first reports came as the sun rose today. The bombardment of Aleppo had resumed. The fragile ceasefire, not even a day old, was supposed to give civilians and rebels safe passage out of the eastern section of the city. Well, as soon as they began to pick up and move, the residents found themselves trapped yet again, trapped in ruins that are now under the control of the Assad regime. Since Monday, there have been reports of Syrian forces going from door to door, raping and killing women and children. Now, there is no way tonight to verify those claims. There is no way to know what those forces are doing tonight with those civilians.
The short-lived ceasefire, already forgotten. Life for those trapped inside the embattled city is intolerable. I can't stand here in the street for a long time because of the heavy shelling. It's affecting every neighbourhood, which remains under rebel control. Syrian government buses arriving in the early hours of Wednesday were meant to take moderate rebels and civilians out of Aleppo. Instead, they left empty. Another sign of a collapsed ceasefire. Both the Syrian government and rebels accuse each other of breaching it first. But Syrian President Bashar al-Assad defended his army's offensive.
If we liberate Aleppo from the terrorists, there would be, the Western officials and the mainstream media, they're going to be worried about the civilians. They're not worried when the opposite happens, when the terrorists killing those civilians or attacking Palmyra and start destroying the human heritage, not only the Syrian heritage, to save them.
Assad also accused Russia of giving in to Western pressure in their push for the now failed ceasefire. This has led observers to comment on a possible cooling of relations between Russia and Damascus. Despite the deserted streets, thousands remain trapped inside Aleppo. Life is a struggle for them, with food and water scarce. Any hope of an imminent end to the fighting dashed.
And the struggle continues to get information, reliable information out of Aleppo tonight. We are joined on the line tonight by Elizabeth Goff. She is the World Health Organization's representative in Syria. She joins us from Aleppo. Good evening to you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us. Can you tell us exactly what's the situation where you are? What are you seeing?
Good evening. We had a pause of the fighting. Yesterday was very fast. Today it has resumed with the full military activity again. We hear shooting, and from the roof here where I am, I can see black smoke from several areas of East Aleppo. At the hospital, Al-Rasi hospital today, they received 20 injured and unfortunately 2 deaths. And the hospitals here in West Aleppo are full, and they have now gone into the NGO hospitals to take so that they have place for the injured. Unfortunately, we have not succeeded with the evacuation from the enclaves in East Aleppo. I think there are 4 or 5 neighborhoods where the people are still stranded and cannot get out. We have had negotiations on all levels with the assistance of the Office of the Special Envoy and from the different offices of the UN in Gaziantep and also Amman, in addition to Damascus, of course, to try to see if we could reach an agreement. We are working closely with ICRC and the Syrian Arab Red Crescent Society, but unfortunately, we have not come to an agreement yet. The other issue, which is really also very alarming, is the high number of internally displaced that are coming out of the liberated areas, and they are moving. Many of them are coming to the shelters, and some are moving on to families. But unfortunately, the situation is very serious. We have lack of shelters, and it's raining and cold, and the situation is rather hopeless, I must say, for these many people who are on the move.
And Elizabeth, I have to ask you, have you been able to see anything to confirm what we've been hearing in terms of atrocities being committed in Aleppo? There have been reports that Syrian forces have been going from door to door, executing, killing men, women, and children. Have you heard or seen anything to confirm that?
We have no verified reports beyond what we are seeing on the social media. So unfortunately, that I cannot say anything about because we have no informed information about this, except for what we read, like you read on the social media.
And what about where you are in terms of safety? Who or what is guaranteeing the safety of the area where you are tonight?
I have to say that nowhere in Aleppo is safe now because there are also coming missiles and rockets coming from areas outside Aleppo. And, you know, there is also this military activities against the remaining enclaves in East, what was former East Aleppo.
And what kind of help, Elizabeth, can the World Health Organization provide to the people in eastern Aleppo at this moment? I mean, are your hands basically tied by this situation?
No, I have to say that we are actually almost overwhelmed. We are trying to respond to the thousands of people who have left their houses, also to the people who are staying in their homes where they have been. They are no longer besieged. There are only small areas that is still remaining besieged. But we have maybe it's like 50 to 100,000 people that we are trying to respond to. So we are overwhelmed work with vaccination teams to vaccinate those children that were not vaccinated since July. We are providing medicines and medical supplies to all these areas. We are sending out mobile clinics, mobile teams. We are medical teams. We are doing our best to respond to all the health needs.
Elizabeth Hoff, yes, doing a very, very important job tonight in Aleppo and risking your life to do it as well. Elizabeth Hoff with the World Health Organization in Aleppo, Syria tonight. Elizabeth, thank you very much, and please stay safe.